Hi everyone, it's Nat here. Hope you're all doing well. So welcome to another installment of Secondhand Sunday. I'm just clearing all the rubbish, dust, fluff off my desk. So I went to pick up something off of Marketplace, as I always do. I spotted these yesterday. Yes, it was yesterday. And so I went down today to pick them up. Had to go for about a 40-minute drive. And it was very, very windy today, so it was a bit scary. But yeah, it's good to take the car for a drive. So while I was out, I thought, since I had to go a fair way away, I thought I'd look for some secondhand stores on the way and that. But the traffic was just terrible, and it wasn't really busy, but it was just terrible traffic. So I decided that when I got back to my hometown, I would just go to a couple of my usual secondhand stores, and I grabbed too much stuff as usual. Terrible. I find just weird stuff. And I think, oh, what might I be able to do with that in my embellishment making? And then I grab it because I challenged myself to use it and I don't even know what it is. So I did some of that. So I come home with a whole pile of stuff. But anyway, yeah. So these are huge. I don't know if you can really see. Huge. They are embossing folders. So a lovely lady who's a card maker had these for sale. And I think they've been up for a few days and I wasn't going to get them because I have all my embossing folders in this long, narrow plastic tub thing that I got from Bunnings. And I could just flick through them to find them, but now I've sort of got so many that you can't really flick through them. So I have them in plastic bags so they don't get too dusty, and I pull out a bag and I go through them, but it gets a bit tedious, and then I've got to put them all back in the bag and put the bags back in, and I'm a bit lazy. And I thought this might make it easier for me to look through and see what I've got, because I'm getting enough now that it's hard to see what I've got. And I thought these might be a better way of storing them, and then I can just have the couple of folders standing up. So I've got 2 of these folders. I thought they were well worth it. I looked up online and I couldn't actually find any folders really for storing your embossing folders. I'm going to get sick of saying folders. And I just think these are really good quality and very sturdy, and they've been looked after really well. So in each one of these, there are 40 pockets. And in some of the pockets, you can slip into folders. But if you did that in all of the pockets, you wouldn't be able to zip them shut. So looks like you've got up tucks and then normal pockets and then upper pockets. So, but yeah, nice and sturdy. They are quite big, but as I said, just stand them up somewhere. I thought, because of the way it's designed, I think it will be a lot easier to see the pattern on the embossing folder than having all my folders stacked and having to pull them out. So yeah, grab 2 of those. I don't know how well you're even seeing the pages. There, like that. And then you can just zip it closed. So I thought that, if you're going to buy all these embossing folders, I might as well look after them. So 2 of those. And then she had these scrapbook paper holders. She asked if I was interested in them, but I only took out enough money for the embossing folders. But we were having a nice chat, and in the end she just said, look, from one crafter to another. You can have this or whatever. So that was so lovely of her. So I do have a few others of this sort of thing. I ended up giving them to my daughter because I thought I didn't want them. But then she didn't want them and gave them back to me to put in the second-hand shop, which I didn't do because I thought I wouldn't put my scrapbook paper in them, but a lot of the time I have oversized book pages and I'm not sure where to store them. So I can use this sort of thing to store my oversized book pages and other papers as well. So the more storage, the better with this sort of thing. So I've got that as well. Looks like some of the accordion isn't functioning the way it should, so I'll try and sort that out. Okay, so just a quick update. I couldn't help myself. I grabbed my embossing folders and filled up one of these folders, and you can see them a lot better on the background here to see what you've got. So I absolutely love them. I'm glad I went and got them now. It's a great way to store them. So I can go through. I've got to sort them out a bit more now. I might sort them into themes. I think that'll make it easier for me to see what I've got and make sure that I don't double up on any. So I filled up that one and a page or two in the other one. Oh, the only thing is I couldn't fit in the big square ones, but I've only got a small amount of those, so they can go back in a tub with my dies. So from the second-hand shops I got piles of your page reinforcers, plastic page slips. I use stacks of these. I like to put all my digital papers in them. I sort my book pages in them. Anything paper related tends to end up in these. So I also post papers and bits and pieces to people in them so that if their package gets wet, that protects them. So I like to grab these from the second-hand shop because you can usually always find them there, and they're a lot cheaper than buying them new, and it's a great way to recycle the plastic as well. So I actually got heaps of them because I went to one store and they had all these little new packs of your Anko brand ones. These aren't so strong though because they don't have the reinforcement on the edges, but I still like these for book pages and that. But if I'm going to put them into binders, then I like the ones that have the plastic reinforcement down the sides. So stacks of them. I don't need any for a while. Was starting to get low and I get nervous when I start getting low. Some more scrapbook album refills. Again, I use these for storage. These are great for the fussy cuts and that sort of thing, especially because they come with the paper on the inside. So you can put bits and pieces on both sides of the paper if you want. I know some people store like maybe 6x6 or 8x8 scrapbook paper on one side and then the scraps of the same paper on the other side to keep it organised. So yeah, I grab them too sometimes when they're in the second-hand shop cheap because they are great storage. Transparency film, I do have a stack here, but I've tried printing on some of the ones I've got here, but they're obviously not for use in the printer and it smudges a lot. So this is specially coated for superior image reproduction, so I'm hoping these might go okay in my printer, so I'll try these out. And if they don't, then I will just use them the way I use the other ones. I do like the transparency film because I find it thinner than your acetate for using for windows and that in slides. There was this, which was a bit of a rip-off, I reckon, for a second-hand thing, but I really love the pages in it for my journals. So it's sort of like an accounts book. But I love the size of these pages. You could almost cut them in half and then fold the pieces that you cut in half again to make little pages for your journals. So I'll get a fair bit out of it. Something a little different. There were business card pockets. Probably have a few of these here too, but handy for storing ephemera and all sorts of things. And if you want to, I've got a whole stack of business cards to alter in that as well, so I can store those once I've finished them in here if I want to. some manila folders. Love grabbing them secondhand. I think it was $1 for this little bundle, so great for using as a background for tags and everything. There was some flowers, so we've got these paper flowers. They're a bit squished and that, but I don't mind grabbing them like that. Nice and cheap, and I think with a bit of ink and that they can just go in some sort of grungy, junky journals. And they'll go quite well, and that way it doesn't matter if they're a bit squished and that. And then these ones, which look like fabric, massive, aren't they? Massive brown ones. So they might be nice on some covers or something. There was a hole punch, but this is it's a flower one. So something a little different. Might have some fun with this. Definitely got enough circle hole punches with my crocodiles, and then I've got some of these like single handheld circle ones as well. There we go. So it does your little daisy flower. A little bit different for embellishing. There was some of this gold ribbon. Don't know how well we can see that. Don't really need more gold ribbon, but I say that until I do a project that takes something like this, and then it all goes really quick, and then I wish I'd bought it all. That's quite nice actually, and it's quite flat. Oh, that'll be nice. That'll be nice on boho stuff and that as well, so. There were some heart pins. They might be nice to put in my lace so you can see where the pin end is. I saw them and I thought, oh, really? No, you don't really need pins. And I thought, well, they're really cute. If I want to stick a pin in a journal, that'd look quite sweet. But yeah, this sort of thing in your lace would be good so you can see it a lot easier. There was this pack of frames, which I think are really cool, so I might try and do something with them sometime, and they'd be great on covers. They're metal ones. There was some of your tatting or crochet thread. Love the vintage colour of that. Very nice. Next, this. Okay, so there was this. I saw some of these on Marketplace or one of the Facebook sites the other day that someone was trying to clear out. And I thought, no, you don't need them. They look like fun though. So then I found them in the op shop today, so I grabbed them. I assume there's some sort of snap. If you know the particular name of them, could you please let me know? They've come with this sort of tool and a few other tools. So, but there's so many different colours. I see stuff like this and it's like a personal challenge to myself to find something to do with them, so that I buy them. And I end up with all this weird stuff that I feel like I've got to try and use. But I will. I'll find some use for them. Whether it'll look any good, I don't know. But I don't know. I'd rather have fun with other people's unwanted bits and pieces. But yeah, there's stacks of them. Every colour you could ever want. Yeah, there must be some sort of snaps. But I don't know if they... Because it's got that funny tool thing, I don't know whether they're ones you open and close or whether they're sort of permanent once you close them. Either way, I don't mind. I just want to know. So So, yeah, if you know what they're called, let me know so I can look up about them. Thank you. And that's the... Oh, yeah, so that pushes it in to set it. That's a really cool tool. Interesting. So, yes, that'll be fun. Make something colourful with that. I know most people like to do all the vintagey stuff, which I really enjoy too, but I think, you know, with the... I've got stacks of little gold books I want to do in the future and that, and I would like doing some colourful stuff for those, and I think this sort of thing will go nicely for ephemera for those. Okay, now I nearly forgot the piles that are here. There were some punches. So this is a Tonic Studio border punch with stars. Got this heart punch. I wouldn't usually get another heart punch, but it's sort of like a wonky rustic style. So I thought that might be interesting. Got this square punch. Sorry, that's very glary. Another sort of square with a butterfly in it. And this, which looks like a tulip. There was a button covering kit. I keep grabbing these two, and I haven't even used one of them yet, but yeah, something I really want to do, and I think such a fun way of recycling your fabric scraps, especially if you want to make a button to go on a cover of a journal and have matching fabrics. So I think that'll be heaps of fun to do one day. These pizza playing cards. I just like the idea of them being shaped like that. Not because they're shaped like a pizza, but I think if you alter them, they might just be something a little different to put in the journals. I would buy anything, I tell you. But like I said, it's sort of like a challenge, and I just love finding all this different weird and wonderful stuff and seeing what I can do with it. They are really cool. I don't know about the picture though. Look at the Joker. Looks like Chewbacca or something. They're really cool though. Yeah, I like those. Is it a pizza? Yes, it does. I suppose I'll keep a couple like that for a foodie journal or something, but the rest can be altered. I do love the shape though. Wouldn't they fit nicely in your coffee filters and stuff? Yeah, anyway. There was a block of petty cash vouchers. I have to do a whole lot of tea dyeing with those. A nice size they are for pockets. Some of these eco-friendly Ziploc bags. I don't know what makes them eco-friendly, but anyway. Yeah, they've got that window in them, so they'll be fun to play around with as well. Little golden books, and you know, I paid more for these than I like paying for little golden books, but which, yeah, I wouldn't pay that much. But the titles on these ones, we've got Lassie and the Daring Rescue, and look at it, isn't it gorgeous? A little bit of water damage. This one's 1957. That's in pretty good nick. And then The Wizard of Oz, or as I say, The Wizard That Was. That one's 73. But yeah, some of my sort of favourite titles, so I couldn't help myself. Peter Pan and Wendy. $1964. Again, the pages look in good nick. And the twins, isn't that sweet? So yeah, Eloise Wilkin one. 73 again. So you do like those titles. Put that to the side of me, or down there, down there. There was this address book. Now I must do a book haul sometime. I know I've got a box of books that's been sitting around here for a month or so. Unfortunately, over the last month, my health hasn't been that crash hot, so I've just been focusing on getting my design team stuff done. I'm hoping this month's going to be a bit better and I can do a few extra videos and that for you guys. So hopefully I'll be on sometime in the next week or two with a book haul, show you all the books I've been getting. So I got this address book and it's a fairy one. So it has these, I think it's different fairy artworks from different artists. So I had to get it because of that. Yeah, that's A Midsummer Night's Dream. That looks like, is it Monet or something? Fairy's World, John Arthur Black, no? It goes to show I know my art. Yeah, some beautiful pictures in that. Nice size as well. And this Constant Miller's Book of Flowers, 4 Seasons of Australian Wildflowers. This is beautiful. So this is first published in 88. It's like a diary, beautiful pictures. And then it's got little poems and sayings and that as well. Love the lettering. Beautiful. So it's one to keep your eye out for. Slight glossy. We will do this. So I've got this little tub full of bits and pieces. My lucky dip for the day, if I can open it. Actually, it's a good quality little plastic tub as well, so I'll be keeping that. Bias binding, which I used on some tags I recently made as toppers, and they looked really cool, so I'm glad I've bought heaps of bias binding. Now, I really loved the colour of this ribbon. So that sold me on this tub of goodies, and it was cheap as well. Got some beautiful royal blue there, some white, some more bias binding. I can tea dye that lot because I've got plenty of white. Some gold edged, some more bias binding, and some more. That's a lovely colour of it as well. Some embroidery threads here, embroidery walls, or tapestry wall, whatever you call this stuff, DMC stuff. Some cross-stitch cotton, and this beautiful purple ribbon. So that's a lovely lot in there. There was this random black lace. Lovely lady at the counter. I think it's getting the end of the day and you know, she added it up and she goes, oh, look, just give me like 20 or whatever. Couldn't be bothered sort of, and that's not for all of this. I did go to a couple of shops. I thought I'd better specify that. But yeah, she let me off a little bit. And then I remembered I had a plant sitting there and I said, oh, I own the plant. She goes, oh, look, just leave it at 20. So that was so nice of her. So yeah, some beautiful lace. Had so much fun using the black lace on my Creep on June journal. So I saw this and thought, yep, better grab that. Looks like a good size to use. It's this handkerchief which looks really nice and dainty and in great condition as well. Love the corner there. I won't bother taking it out because I assume it's just got this embroidery there and the beautiful edging there. The rest would be quite plain. And that's got this little sticker there. I always try and keep all these little stickers and that now for embellishments as well. But yeah, beautiful. I think that was only $1 too, which I think is great. Make a nice pocket. One doily, again, just very dainty. 50 cents, so. Oh, it's beautiful. Love that. I'll keep that right like it is. I think that is just gorgeous. The detail is really nice. And then some fabrics. So I've got this one. Love that. That'll come up nice tea-dyed. This one, which is almost the size of a bed sheet, I think. But I really like that. Cut it into strips or make covers with it or whatever. Just beautiful sort of lavender roses. Stacks and stacks of it. Love the colours on this. It's your lightweight sort of skirt fabric or blouse fabric. Yeah, beautiful colours. I'll go on my purple and green journal, but it's on a blue background as well. Yeah, very nice. Then there was this cute teddy bear. It's got all these panels with your teddy bear pictures. Turn it the right way. Teddy bear in his honey pot. Country fresh. What does it say? Leslie Beck for VIP Fabrics. Cranston Printworks. So I thought I would grab that. Oops, there goes my light. And the last one I got, I just couldn't leave for anyone else. It's a fairy one. This is Caprice. A Caprice Australia original. Wonderland. Although the print on it's quite big for the journals, but I'm sure I'll be able to cut some nice panels out of it for covers. You know, her face and everything, and some other little pieces, a little bluebird. But there's a whole stack of this as well. It does look like it's been used. It's like curtain material because it has a backing on it, which is great because hopefully when I stick it down, the glue shouldn't go through it too easy. But it is gorgeous. It's got like mushrooms and your wattle flowers, all sorts of beautiful. You know it's Australian and it's got the Australian wildflowers. Isn't that gorgeous though? So I had to grab that. Said I'll try and do something with that. But yeah, you can cut decent panels out of that for journal covers. I've even got the bunny and the toad here. So that was a good haul, I think. It was definitely worth going and getting those folders for my embossing folders. I'm sick of saying folders. But that stores them a lot better, or they'll be heaps easier for me to go through, and hopefully I will use them more now. I really enjoyed using my embossing folders on my handmade paper, and I want to do a lot more of that when the weather warms up and I feel like making paper again. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you're all doing well. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you again soon. Bye.